Stocks defy rate hike to gain 15.25 trillion in 5 months. So this month's performance showed the market is losing steam. Geregu Power, Dangote, Boa, all the big wigs are complaining. What's going on?
Well, the headline and the second part you read, they don't agree. Stock defies rate hike to gain. Then these other people are losing steam. Where
there's something you say.
Correlate.
There's something you always say on the show that I will remember now on quotes that the headline was nicely crafted.
Yes, but
to sell papers.
But the truth is this: rate hike is not good for business. Rate hike is not good for manufacturers. Rate hike is not good for anybody that needs money to put into whatever form of business, product, services the person is doing, because he has to take money from financial organizations, and now he has to pay more interest interest-wise, and that is 100% not good for business. So wherever that advice came from, please let's take it back to the coolers and put block on it. Let it just freeze. But for the stock, for the stock market, the thing is this: when people look for places to keep or invest or drop excess fund that you can do away with, the stock is always one of the best options. And with inflation, you just know that, okay, if I drop this money here, if it's going up, inflation won't beat it that much. So that is what you are seeing right now. People are putting their money where they believe and see that is working. And for some of these stocks, they are actually working. It's not like what we used to have some years ago when there was a crash and to God be the glory, people went to pray.
Prayer still work, right?
Definitely it worked. The prayer was just to survive.
No, we pray to thrive. We don't pray to survive.
That period, it was just to survive.
Okay. Next headline: Nigeria sells $1 billion, I beg your pardon, $1 billion deal on 5 power plants. So the National Council of Privatization, they're making this announcement later on today. Okay. This is good news, right?
As long as,
because sometimes the figure is so staggering.
Are they going to tell us it's a loan?
Is it not usually a loan?
I just need that confirmation. Is it a loan?
It doesn't say that. It's just, it's quite a celebratory headline.
Ikenamba, is it a loan?
I wouldn't know. I wasn't there.
As we speak right now, the loan burden is too much.
Of course. Everybody knows that.
The present administration inherited way bigger than it expected.
Give me a number.
Now, well, let's
leave
those numbers.
Because it paints a clear picture. It makes you, you know how they say, this person is ill, or they say, this person is about to die, or this person is dead. That's what the numbers do. Like when you hear the number is staggering, you're like, okay, maybe we shouldn't take more of these loans. Or you hear the number, you're like, okay, we can take a little more. You know how that is.
I know. But left for me, I will suggest this. The power sector, open it up completely. Open it up completely. Like, government, take your hands off. If you can play,
opening it up completely is different from taking hands off.
Yes.
You can open it.
Government just regulate. Regulate only. If you can play, come and play. That way, government will have this burden of still going out there to generate and collect loans for people to do business, just like what's happened with the discos. You've privatized it. You sold it. Okay, some could even pay. And now government is still putting money in distribution. No, it's private business.
Why would government be putting money in? Is it to help?
Well, at the end of
the day, look like they're helping.
At the end of the day, it turns to blackmail.
How?
At the end of the day, it turns to blackmail. There is no light. You're not servicing the populace light. Who would the people cry to? Who would people shout to? They have to demonstrate. Who would they demonstrate against?
Wow. Okay. We hope for more. We expect better. Oando joins NNPC Afri-Exim Bank crude oil deal with $550 million. This is a staggering amount.
We wish them the best.
When you say you wish them the best, it looks like it's already the best, because when you see the numbers, the staggering numbers that are being quoted. It's like,
where's the numbers? Where is it going to? The profit, where is it going to?
To people that are raising the money in their pockets.
Okay.
And by extension, the economy, the people. That's where we need to talk about it, to paint, to shed light, to make a clear picture of it.
Okay. As long as Afreximbank is getting the money it needs.
$500 billion.
Yes. And the businesses that we benefit from that are really benefiting from it, and not just numbers on the pages of papers. We wish them the best.
On to Financial Times. Apple, this is a special one. Apple under pressure to show its AI hand, right? So in April, Tim Cook told analysts that they've been doing keen researches across a wide range of AI technologies, right? So now it appears that this headline is showing that they have chosen, so that they're looking at working with Google to build up an AI team, and competition is afraid.
Is competition afraid?
Yes. Apple, when you put Apple and AI together, it sounds.
Competition is not afraid.
Sounds like Cantab, like what we used to say in school back in the days.
What table tennis, right?
No, go look behind you. I'm about to pass you twice, like Cantab, like Apple already is ahead.
It happens in table tennis too.
Yes.
Okay.
That's worrisome.
It's not worrisome. They are telling, okay, yeah, you've made a lot of noise. Show us what you have to offer. Now,
are you saying this to Apple, or are you saying Apple is saying this to competition?
That is what others are telling Apple. Show us what you have to offer.
Oh, I don't think so.
Now,
they know.
Yes, they know. Yes, they know.
Okay, sure. So we can copy.
Well, however you look at it. Now, if you see the trends coming all this while, from Android to your PCs, iOS is Apple. Then to WhatsApp.
Okay, the competition.
Yes, to WhatsApp, to Microsoft.
Okay, people introducing AI, right?
Yes, they've already, to Microsoft, to Facebook, to LinkedIn, all those social media platforms. Now, they've all come out and started playing already. Now, a whole lot of them will be a bit cautious and say, okay, what are we going to push out there? Let's see what Apple is going to come out with. Then we'll now come and say, okay, which side of the market are we going to hold our bite?
Or if we can, well, they usually don't top it.
Well, Apple is always more of a pace setter, but let's get to see what they have to offer.
True.
But I see a whole lot of regulation on that side of the divide.
True, because for years, almost decades, they've been in court with Samsung, from continent to continent. Like the last time they won in I think in Asia, then Apple won in the North America. So that's how they just been. Oh, you borrowed my style. This one said no, you borrowed my design. This one said you borrowed. So they're winning and paying each other in these different continents. So I think it's going to be a long running feud between them.
IP intellectual property rights is something that will keep fighting till the day the world ends. For those of us that believe it's going to end one day. So. Intellectual property, from time to time, there is always going to be infringements. There's always going to be copy. There will be stealing, whether we like it or not. It's just Africa that refused to play. So from time to time, that's definitely going to happen. Now it depends on who exactly is making profit. And since it's business, there will always be people trying to get a share of the market. So in whatever form they decide to. Apple, we are waiting for you. Show your hands.
Okay, on to Financial Express. Bangladesh economy on course for explosion. Good news. So their PMI Publishing Managers Index for the month of May shows a 7.9 rise in economic activities. It seems like you just love
Bangladesh.
That's what I was going to put out a disclaimer. We are consciously, brag about Bangladesh on this show without knowing it, because it's mostly good news coming out of there, because people that care are running things over there. And the good news is, it just keeps coming.
Okay. One of their major exports. Major exports.
Small country.
It's not that small. Land-wise, population is not that small. Now, one of their major exports is garment.
Wow.
Worldwide, they are known for garment. And they just know, okay, this is our comparative advantage. And they focus on it. And they, let me not use the word kill it. They kill it. Now, let me ask this question. If we bring this same narrative to Nigeria, what's happening in Aba?
Same thing.
What's happening in Yaba?
But we're not stretching it out.
What's happening in Yaba?
Same thing.
I don't know if you understand.
Government, yes.
Now, Yaba majorly, Aba majorly, then some part of Port Harcourt Road.
The north too.
Then what's happening in Kano?
Yes.
Now, these are things that if the country should say, let's focus on this same area and push.
But
we'll keep celebrating Bangladesh.
We have a long way to go. Congrats, Bangladesh. Keep doing well. Action plan underway to devise investment-friendly tariff regime. So this action plan is being framed to execute Bangladesh's first ever tariff policy, focused on strongly promoting investments and competitive domestic production. And when I hear production, I remember what you're always hammering on the show. We need to get productive.
Of course.
And these are people that are showing us how to do it.
They are coming to the market with product to sell. We are going to the market with money to buy.
Money we don't have.
Money we don't have. Just like the loan that we're looking at, that we just got right now. To build power plant. That will still go abroad and import all the whole... as well. Now, let's look at the Bangladesh issue. So for them, you are not hearing rate hike or rate no. You're not hearing that at all. You are hearing ease of doing business. You are hearing competitive business within their shores. You are hearing government making it easy for people to come in and play. At the end of the day, they are opening up market outside Bangladesh to sell things that others need. Now, you can make the thing in your own place, but they'll make it cheaper. So when it gets to the market, there is still very good quality. So your good quality versus their good quality, theirs is cheaper. It's about customer.
That's a no-brainer choice to make. Oh, okay. Business Post India. DSEX, of course, means Dhaka Stock Exchange, hits a 38-month low as budget upsets investors. So India's finance minister had a budget recently because of the swearing of their new president, right? And he proposed tax gain that anyone that earns beyond 50 lakhs, which is approximately $67,000, will be tax extra. Now investors are complaining. One of the many things investors are complaining about is that the market opened low. They're saying they see no positive news from the stock exchange. Everything is low, no good news for them. Then you are proposing tax hike. So I don't know if they are sitting to pull or they're just sitting and threatening to see if things will change.
This is normal when there is a change in government or when there is a new I would say a new regime.
So why do they sound surprised?
They were expecting
it's expected.
But maybe they didn't expect you to get this much.
This bad.
Well, it's not bad. It's just
they said there's nothing good from when it opened. There's nothing good. So this bad.
That's the headline.
But well,
that's the headline.
Like you said,
it's not that bad. But the thing is this: now they're trying to mop up money from the rich to service society.
That sounds good.
Well, to who?
Because the last time
person that is paying or the person
the last time
we
we talked about it, we're talking about tax going up for the poor when it should be for the rich. Well, not the rich per se, but according to how you earn, the percentage will go up. But many are not exercising that.
Well,
so this is a good thing.
Well, they are acting like the Democrats right now, when you tax companies too much for social welfare. But on the flip side of it, it's more like let there be a percentage where, okay, if I'm earning this is the percentage I pay. If I'm earning that, that's the percentage I pay. And the more I earn and the more productive I am, shouldn't necessarily mean that you should tax me more because I chose to be more productive.
Yeah, you chose don't mean you don't pay more, you pay more.
I would pay more the percentage that I earn.
Exactly.
Good, but not.
And it's not decided by you. Remember.
Now, see, if you are telling me that I should pay 30% because I am earning a million, okay, then I now decide to work more hours. I'm telling me I should now pay 40% because I'm earning 1.5. I could choose not to do. I could stay on the 1 million.
I could choose.
Of course, yes. Now we'll make it like that. We could just go there.
I could just do them like that. Still on the paper, Dhaka keen Of course, not Senegal, Dhaka. Dhaka came to import hydroelectricity from Bhutan. Now, Dhaka, DHAKA, is the capital city of Bangladesh. Through India, they're trying to bring in hydropower from Bhutan. Now, Bhutan is a landlocked monarch country with no more than 800k people, located between China and India. And we're talking about that big time hydropower strength. I never heard of Bhutan before. Let me be frank.
Now, how can you say that? They have a very good monarch who are supposed to be very rich. You should
see that's why it's perplexing to me is many times people think landlocked countries don't do as well and they have less advantages because you're landlocked. So you don't have borders. The only borders you have is inside one other country and they seem to be doing extremely well.
Of course, yes. And they've chosen what to face, and they faced it squarely. And now they are able to produce enough power for themselves and export to other countries. So you just imagine what it looks like. They are exporting power, to be precise, to be direct. And
could we borrow some initiative?
Yes, at a point in time we still send power to Niger, even while we don't have, and Ghana.
How does that work?
Why would not? Well, that was an agreement that was signed years ago.
Yes, agreement, but how? So are they having more power than us, or is it
for
that
Ghana? Yes,
they have when Ghana, they have.
For
I'm talking about Niger.
Niger, I don't.
We're giving them power.
For Ghana, yes. For Ghana, one of our major problems is distribution, because even what we generate, we can't distribute all of it. So now we can
within or outside?
Both within.
Really?
Yes.
That's strange.
It's strange, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So that's why I said we need to introduce that element of Koboko for the ancestors. So we can't keep making the same mistakes for over 25 years and people keep giving excuses.
Oh, Lord help us all. On to Gulf Times business in Qatar. Techno Q to be leading ICT solutions provider in the Middle East. They aim at 1 billion Riyal, Qatari Riyal, in turnover. Now, this is about $275 million. They soon to be listed on Qatar Stock Exchange. They look to expand their operations in cloud markets, cybersecurity, as well as getting into new emerging markets. Very enthusiastic, wouldn't you agree?
Of course, yes.
Qatar has always been.
It's all about securing the bag. It's all about securing the bag.
Is it always all about that?
Of course, it's regional dominance. If I decide to, okay, let's support this particular company, or we have more shares in this, or we have more interest in this, we'll support it. Something happened some years back between the US and Huawei, if you remember. Yes, the fight for 5G.
Oh, yes.
And they said, okay, don't sell chips to these people. Don't patronize these people. They tried getting Canada to do some of their work. Let's remove the first part of it. So, that kind of thing, they got Canada involved, they got the UK involved. But Asia said, okay, no problem. We start our own 5G here.
Oh, yeah.
You people don't also come. So that is what it is. It's business, and everybody needs to secure the bag.
But you see, also there's the part where it's not always about the bag. For some people, it's about the people, and eventually the bag comes.
When it comes to regional bag, it's regional bag of the people.
That sounds more consoling. So Qatar Central Bank foreign reserves surged 3.96% in May. So this is reported as going up from last year's 239 million Riyals to 249, a whopping 10 billion increase. They also have their gold reserves that increased gold reserves by 7 billion Riyals from 23 billion to 31 billion. This is remarkable.
Of course, yes. While others are shouting inflation and others are calling global meltdown, some other people are making profit and just looking at you.
How do we borrow from this? How do we borrow a leaf or two or even a tear from the leaf?
Who is we?
Africa.
Okay, now, the question you should ask, the African leaders, don't they go there?
Of course they do.
Good. So when they go there, what do they go to do?
That's a question for them and another day. The point is, how and when will we start to
when the leaders
emulate
and
the good things,
in quote, technocrats and the sabiists go there, what exactly do they go to do?
they go to holiday.
They go to holiday.
Yes.
When they
and
collect
spend money.
when they collect waivers and collect ESTA code and collect letters of, okay, you can now come, and they go there, what do they go to do? You don't just have relationships and it's not profiting you. At least learn something.
It's worrisome, really worrisome. But you know what's even more worrisome? This next headline. So, Business Daily Kenya, cars, fridges, TVs, top list of collateral for 5.1 trillion loans. Now, it's reported here that more Kenyans are increasingly mortgaging household items to secure loans to meet daily needs after their wages dropped for the 4th time this year.
Okay.
Now, see the drastic drop, and we're talking about Africa. What are we learning, really? Can you imagine this headline?
Well, since the advent of easy access to loans, and which is supposed to be good on one side, and for Kenya, at a point in time, there was sometime early this year, the president was on hot seat for traveling and not staying in the country, up and down. He travels, and they were trying to calculate how much he was spending traveling and all that. This is what happens when
They should come check us out now.
this is what happens when you leave the stable unguarded. Things go wrong.
But
Kenya is not. This is not the picture of the Kenya we used to know. This is not the picture of the Kenya we want to know. So whatever is happening to their finances and their economy, they need to get a grip of it.
But when one leaves, the country is not left unguarded. It's not.
Are you sure?
There's someone always there. That's how it should be. Unless you're saying that's not how it is.
That is what the question. Are you really sure? Is in Africa that someone left the country and went for medical, and budget could not be signed and money could not be released, and the head of the state governor had to sign something from outside in a hospital bed? No. These are things that we shouldn't even think of at all.
Wow. Okay. Next, how intern helped recruit 45 senior staff at the state fund. So the National Government Affirmative, this is worrisome. The National Government Affirmative Action Fund did for their country, employed coordinators, top level, right? And deployed across board, exposing lapse. We're talking about an intern did this. Now, the body that found this out, that's supposed to be doing this, said it wasn't possible. Then a think tank are the ones that found this out. Now the body is supposed to be known to set up stuff to reduce Kenya's poverty and inequality. How does this work? An intern helped employ over about 45 top-level staff to be shared to parastatals in the country.
There's still an underlying story of the lapses the intern discovered in the first place. So it still boils down to this bureaucratic bottlenecks and government public service kind of thing, where responsibility is not really taken as responsibility. People see public service as
business.
It's not my business. It's
get
their business.
Money. Get what I can get. It's not my father's business.
Yes. So until we take government business personal, and people go there majorly to serve, we'll keep having issues. We'll keep having issues like this.
Well, you know,
it's sad, but it's across board. It's not just in Africa.
On second thoughts, they could claim that, you know, because NGAAF are set up to reduce poverty and increase productivity. So they could argue the point, right, that this is them cutting down money they should have spent. Think about it, because people know how to sway either way to suit them.
Of course, yes. If no matter what you want, if it's an excuse, there's an excuse for everything.
This is not good. On to City AM, London. Ashtead Malls, London to New York switch. So Ashtead is one of Britain's largest industrial equipment rental company, worth about or over 24 billion pounds, right? They're considering to switch from London Stock Exchange to New York Stock Exchange. I don't know how this happens, whether it's to threaten or what the advantages are. There advantages in switching stock? Like, it's like them saying they want to come to Nigeria Stock Exchange.
Well, this funny,
24 billion pounds.
What
Who wouldn't want to? Who wouldn't want to get that?
must they switch?
Good question.
So the question we should be asking is, okay, why do you want to switch?
Maybe that making an ask. You know, like you like to always
They are making a play for something. You can as well play in both markets.
I never thought of that. I thought it was one at a time.
No,
You're either on this one or you're on that one.
You can as well play in both markets.
And so why is it such a big deal?
It must not be, you can quote differently. Dangote is quoted here. Dangote, she's possible to quote somewhere else.
Is he quoted somewhere else? Is the question. I don't think that's the thing, but we'll find out. We'll find out. We'll keep an eye on this story as we go. UK holds in line for extra £800 annual bill due to planned tax rises. Tax rises again. This is causing silent rockers as the word is Labour and Conservatives have promised, before now they promised that they would not raise income tax or VAT or whatever it is that would beleaguer the people. Now, Resolution Foundation, a private body, has pointed out that both parties will go ahead to implement this $800 tax for everybody. Now people are worried.
Are they paying them more?
That's not even...
Election is coming, so somebody has to take a fall.
Oh, my.
Somebody definitely has to take a fall. So let's just wait for it. This is one of those pointers that something is about to happen, and they're going to hang it on someone's neck.
So there'll be a fall guy.
So let's just wait and see. The UK right now, let's see. It's time will tell.
But you know, my problem is, it seems like the tax hike is rising across board, because we talked about it here, we talked about it in the Middle East, now in London, the same thing. Is it that certain people are doing well and they are not even mentioning it? Because places like Bangladesh, for the whole gamut of our show, we've not talked about price hike there. We've not talked about...
we've not talked about rate hike. For tax, now, this is another thing most people don't know. Some nations or some economies can increase tax without telling you, without making it public. But those that have increased tax, no. I don't know if you understand. That is the kind of publication that
is that
they don't cause panic. Yes, it's good.
So why do people do this then?
It doesn't. Now, for this to happen, well, you should also know the UK and how they go about communication. Now, places like China and Co. Now, it's something that, okay, they say, okay, good. If you're earning more, or if you go beyond this particular threshold when it comes to profit, then you're going to pay this. It's there already, and you know. So when it happens, it doesn't make the news. It doesn't hit the tabloid, because you just know, okay, good. I've made this level increase. I've made this profit. I've gone into this particular level, so I should pay this. But when it now comes openly and there's this kind of agreement to slam this kind of increment, something is going to follow.
Someone's neck on chopping block, right?
Something is definitely going to follow. So
we chop the show at this juncture. Thanks for being with us here on SOUQ Business Landscape. My name is still Ikenna Mba. Thank you, Chuks and Rogers, for being here.
Thank you very much.
Join us same time, 7 a.m. every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Next time in 2 days, we'll do this again. Stay with us. SOUQ News is still on.